Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode. So today I have with me Joseph from Trips, the very well famous and very well known Joseph from Trips. I'm sure you've seen him ever on social media. First of all, how are you today?
I'm doing great, man. Thank you for
Amazing,
having me.
amazing. So there's a lot of questions, okay? But the first thing I want to ask you, and I've noticed something, like usually I receive a lot of messages, WhatsApp messages from real estate agents asking me to work with them, and that's fine from developers. But right now I'm receiving the same, but from holiday homes companies. And when I go to their catalog or to their profile, I've never heard of these companies. So I'm seeing a lot of new
That,
companies popping everywhere in Dubai.
that's right. It's becoming a trend now. Like if we'll go through the whole holiday home market and the trend since 2017 till now, and the growth happening in the market. So everyone running like either they are doing sublease or trying to open a holiday home company. It is logical to have this amount since it's like growing between 14 to 18% year over year. Since 2017, we started with 7,000 property listed for short-term rental. Now we are on more than 40,000 property listed as holiday home
Okay.
between Airbnb, Booking.com, and all other portals. So that's why you're seeing it, and it's becoming a trend because not everyone has the right management. So how they're gonna grow their portfolio, they are acting in this way. They're just sending messages, sometimes without even an introduction. They will just send you like, I saw your video. I know you're a real estate agent. We have a holiday home company. Would you like to work with us? So they don't have a proper brochure, proper introduction for their company. You cannot blame them when it comes to Dubai market. Everyone wants to take a piece of the cake, but it doesn't mean that all these companies will survive and can carry on.
But that's the thing, because, for example, let's say I want to buy something, okay? I'm off topic now. Let's say I want to buy a new phone or a laptop or something, okay? I need to check all the Google reviews. I need to ask my friends. I need to ask if someone already purchased something like that just to be 80% sure before I make the purchase. So it's gonna be even worth for me to go with someone if I don't know their history or I don't know if they have enough portfolio.
That's right. You can start a new company. You can be starting your own company, but at least you've built your reputation in the market. And we're seeing it. A lot of people they do have a good reputation in holiday home market. So once they start their own business, people they know them. They are reliable. So it's easier for them to go. But just popping out from nowhere, I'm opening my holiday home company because it's a trend in Dubai. The path it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be tough to prove yourself and to grow in the market.
Okay, but I can ask you something else. Like for example, when I work with a developer and this developer is offering me, for example, 20% discount or 25% or 30 without even asking, just as a given. I'm seeing the same thing with holiday homes companies because everyone knows you have management fees. That's
For
that's
sure,
known.
for sure.
And some of them are even, I'm not gonna say they are reducing it. They are giving us 0%
Oh yeah,
fees.
yeah.
How I mean,
I spoke earlier about this, which is impossible to do because all your money, all what you're making, once you open a company, it's from the management fee. So plus offering a 0% management fee, how are they doing it?
yeah, how can you operate?
Is it a scam? It's not a scam because the operation of a holiday home it's huge. It's not like something. Okay, you will sign with me. I will list your property. You have to do the furnishing. You have to do the setup. You have to provide the cleaning for check-in, check-out. You have to provide maintenance. You have to provide team to reply for the reservation, someone as a guest relation to assist them in their complaint, their reviews, check
Correct.
in, check out. So, how are they paying for these things?
Just the salaries of the employees are enough. Yeah.
This is the weirdest thing I ever heard of. Why you are even opening a company if you're not looking to make profit out of it? So
Maybe, correct me if I'm wrong, maybe it's a real estate company that opened a holiday homes company just so they can say that we have two companies that complement each other and we have a full service.
even even
Maybe.
even though, but will you take from your left pocket to put it in your right
No,
pocket.
I'm not saying
So
it's correct.
you're still losing from your
Yeah.
original cost or the revenue from your real estate company. Plus, I'm also seeing it. All real estate companies now, they're pushing to have their own holiday home company.
Yeah, almost all of
It's
them.
good. It's good, but it's not always working well. It's not the same management. Like you cannot take property management for a real estate company and say, okay, they will operate the same in the holiday home.
Yeah.
It's completely different. So not always it's complementing the real estate company or services. And from my point of view, we say it in Lebanese, like give your bread to the baker, even if they will eat half of it.
Correct.
So each market has their people. You cannot
Yeah.
operate
The
a holiday
experts.
home from a real estate mentality. So it's
Correct, correct.
completely different. The services are different. The onboarding are different. Even the regulation we are following, they are different. We're not following RERA. We are following Dubai tourism.
Correct.
So it's completely a different field. If you have it and you bring the professional and the consultant in that market, it will work. But
Yeah.
sometimes it will be like so bad for the reputation of the real estate company.
I know, yeah, and it's hard to get out of it easily, especially with people trusting you with all their their properties. So you said something, and I wanted to ask you about it, and we've talked about it before. I know that like maybe a year ago, the furniture. Still, some people don't understand why the furniture is very important. Now, let me try to rephrase the question. Because I recently received a client and he said that he has a property, super amazing location, everything, and we know it's gonna work, but he has his own furniture already installed. So how can we explain to this person that the furniture, even though it looks fine, there's no problem with it, it doesn't work or it's not suitable to be a holiday homes criteria?
That's another challenge we are facing in the holiday home market because of all these companies opening and they are accepting anything just to onboard.
Yeah.
But when you have your reputation in the market, you must put your own criterias and standard. So let's say for me, this property, if it doesn't fit my criteria or our criterias in trips, we will inform them. We will not onboard such a property unless we will do the furnishing from
So you
scratch.
just say no, it doesn't work.
Yes, I'd rather say no than receiving a bad reviews or like any comments on the furnishing, which gonna make us work harder to delete and to go back where we started.
Yeah.
So now we have our standards, we have our criterias. That's it. Sometimes we visit the property, it is furnished well. We'll add few touches, small changes, we're happy with that.
Yeah.
But just for you, okay, I'd rather not to pay this amount. I can furnish it half price. But half price, it doesn't mean your property will attract. You have to keep in mind the shoot we're gonna do. You have to keep in mind the style of the property, the color of the furniture that will work on all.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're not targeting one person,
Yeah.
especially you're not doing it for yourself. You're investing in this property for it to be rented. But I like this color. Yes, but 90% of the people, they don't like this color. So once you're gonna post a property, the furniture should be appealing. The colors should attract everyone. You should not go to the extreme because you just like it. So that's why we inform them that the furniture will make a lot of difference.
Yeah.
Even a few small touches, even if you're not doing a luxury property, but adding few luxury touches, it will get more exposure. You will receive more leads for it. Plus, you can play more with the rates, especially we follow the dynamic pricing. So instead of listing it for 400, we can push it to 550, 600. So it will make a lot of difference.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why it is important. Even if they insist, I'd rather not to onboard such a property because it's gonna be a headache more than revenue and money generating asset.
The thing is that I don't know if I'm correct, but I think so. That some, let's say, agents or some people who work in holiday homes, they sometimes take advantage of people living abroad, international investors when they come here, and because they've never visited Dubai, they don't know how things go. So they would just send them some cool brochures with some cool, maybe fake reviews or something, and they would tell them that this is how we're gonna do it, and we're gonna handle everything, and don't worry. But then when they on board with them and they see that there's nothing there, there's no booking or there's no enough booking as promised, then it's too late. Because in some cases, if you wanna go out and if you wanna break the contract, in some companies they won't let you. They won't let
That's
you
right.
unless you give them
That's
at
right.
least 3 or 6 months or even a year. That's another problem also we're facing.
That's right. And they are doing it when it comes to the termination because they are just adding to their portfolio.
Mm.
But if we go back to the whole concept, why people goes for the holiday home, they have few reasons. Higher revenue.
Yeah.
The second one is the flexibility and control over their property.
Yeah.
So you are removing this reason out
Yeah.
of the equation, but people they do it because they want to sell their property. They might use their property.
Correct.
So you should always give them
Yeah.
a way out. Sometimes, yes, from our side, we do ask for a 3 months notice period, but there is a reason
Mm.
because we open our calendar for 3 months. I cannot give you back your property if I have a booking
Correct. Yeah.
because it might affect our reputation and the image if we receive a complaint. But if the property it's not booked, I will be the one facilitating for you to take your property.
Yeah, but listen, if they know from the beginning, then there's no problem. I'm talking about companies who hide it somewhere in the contract, okay, and
They
then it's a
always
surprise.
they always do it, and they send fake promises. Yeah, I even face it a lot. I receive a lot of complaint from owner asking me to prepare a study for their property. I'll do the study. I'll share it with them. Yeah, man, but I received a different study which is 160.
Yeah,
Bro,
promising me more. Yeah,
you have a one bedroom in JVC.
yeah,
No, it's not logical. In downtown, okay, I will accept it, but I sent you the logical one. A one bedroom in JVC, depending on the developer. Let's talk about Bengati. They will achieve between 95 up to 105, 110 if managed properly. And like we had occupancy rate above 85. But someone else is giving you like 130, 140. You should know the market and you should be aware of these people because they're just onboarding. They will
yeah.
benefit from you few months and then they will disappear. What you will do later
I
after
mean,
that?
if those numbers are achievable, it's good for you because the more money they make, the more money you make.
That's right.
So yeah,
And this is what the investor should know because the more money they are making, I'm getting my fees out of it.
correct. Yeah,
So I'm not gonna lower my fees just
yeah,
to work around it or to make money on the side. And this is what's happening with the I think the 0% management fee. So how are you giving the money for the owner? Are you giving their revenue on a monthly basis?
yeah.
Because from our side, it's transparent. Every month they will receive their money. But other companies, they are, we pay like quarterly or every 6 months. So imagine you're receiving a 6 months income and then disappearing. The owner stayed with nothing. His property was occupied for 6 months. He made zero income on it, but he was happy paying 0% management fee.
Correct.
So
I
it
think
is
I think it's hard for someone who's living outside of Dubai, but at least do the enough research, ask around, come and meet the people behind the companies. You know.
and out of this, since we start talking about it, let me switch and I will start asking you the question about
Okay.
the investors' behavior. I want to talk first about the one who's in Dubai because from
Okay.
our side, I'm noticing it. A lot of people will reach out to me before even buying. When they are in Dubai, they ask for a study. They ask which areas are performing.
As they
So,
should. Yeah.
from your side as a real estate agent, how is their behavior now? Because before it was, I think, easier.
Okay.
Now, what are they going to off plan, secondary, and why?
Yeah, so regarding the behavior, first of all, I'm talking about people who either are locals or people who are residents, just like us. So the thing is that it depends on how long have they been in Dubai, what's their plan. If it's a married couple or if it's a single person, it's all different because usually the behavior of married or engaged people is always towards something as an end user, as a homeowner, maybe trying to get a mortgage with the very good, let's say, the lowest rates possible. In a nice community, like family oriented community, the villas and townhouses, usually this is the approach. But it's not always the case because in some cases, especially Arabs like us, the mentality that we have, okay, the mentality that our parents implemented in our head is that you have to work and you have to get a house for you and your family, and that's it. Okay?
Stability.
Stability. Exactly. That's good. That's not a bad deal because at the end of the day, you invested, you have a house. That's fine. It's not going to go anywhere. But at the same time, if you can make generational wealth, if you can make more money, if you can make money faster, if you can make money work for you, why would you do that? Especially, you're not in your home country. Like you said, some people need the flexibility. Even us, like for example, let's say I bought in a villa. I'm not gonna go extreme. I'm not gonna go and say the 10 million villas. I'm gonna say a townhouse for 3 million, okay? Somewhere in, let's say, JVT, okay, or JVC or those areas. Fine, I lived there and for a year or 2 years. Remember, I bought the place on a mortgage. It's my house. But then there's a new tower, okay, coming, maybe in front of me, maybe on the back. I don't know. Something is gonna interrupt my lifestyle, my living experience. How can I get out? If I want to get out, that means no one will live there anymore, which is gonna make it very difficult to sell it. If I'm renting the place, then I can go out easily. I just break the contract and I'll leave. And at the same time, I'm not tied to a mortgage. Now, I understand some people know exactly what they want. For example, some clients they have lived in example Arabian ranches for 3 or 4 years. Arabian ranches one, and they are so hooked to it and they love it so much that they are sure that they want to live there. Then that's fine. And we know that there's nothing coming as a building or a tower or something. So that's fine. I understand that. Now, in terms of the other way around, like when I sit with them, when I talk to them, and it's very simple. When you put the numbers on a piece of paper and you write down that this is the mortgage, the calculations, and this is how much you're gonna pay if it's an off-plan property, plus, okay, the payment plan, plus renting a place, because off-plan is 3 years or 2 years. So when you do the math, it makes so much more sense. Because first of all, on the payment plan, there's no interest. That's it. It's a fixed rate because you signed the contract. On the mortgage, it fluctuates. It depends on the EBOR, on the central bank, on your personal bank that you took the loan from. So that's the thing. So, and usually when it comes to single people, it's always off plan. Especially now in Dubai, it's getting easier for us agents. Why? Because everyone understands and everyone have seen the success that Dubai had with all the offline projects. And I'm talking about the big names. I'm not talking about someone just brand new. So yeah, now it's easier for us. The challenge is to, it's not a challenge, but it's to create the perfect scenario, perfect portfolio for them that suits their ability to go with the payment plan. That's it.
Based on that, because I have my own plan in mind, and I discuss it with you. I want to ask you this: people are going straight forward with off plan, or they start going to the secondary, have like a passive income first, and then moving towards off plan.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It depends on where this person is from. Like I said, us Arabs were used to this behavior, but so sometimes for Europeans also, like because they used to have a home somewhere and they moved here. So now the logical thing for them, we can sell the house that we have in, let's say, UK or somewhere else, and then we can buy something here. But at the same time, times have changed. You have a lot of entrepreneurs now. You have a lot of crypto traders and other trading. You have a lot of people who start to think differently, and now they think that if we can make money faster, and if I can retire in, let's say, 10 years or 15 years, why should I go for a mortgage for 25 years and keep on working? Now, again, I'm not saying mortgage is a wrong idea. It depends on what you want to achieve. If you are set And if you know that you have steady income or multiple streams of income coming in and you don't care about that, then yeah, you can go for a mortgage. That's fine.
Plus, it's different than having it to live in it, or like you just bought it with the mortgage and you're renting it. So you'll be covering your mortgage plus you're having an extra income on the side.
Correct. Something else. It depends also on if you buy something with a mortgage. Okay, the mortgage is easy. We can get the approval. That's fine. But I'm just some like they have to be careful of something. If you're buying in an area that's not very well in demand, let's say, and you might think that you want to sell it after a year or two, that's gonna be very hard. It's gonna be very hard for you to do it. You won't find anyone, at least to sell it with profit. And also, if you want to do a mortgage to mortgage deal, it's going to be way harder for you, to actually do it. So that's another thing. Like if you take a mortgage, but you know that this area has still potential for appreciation, something is happening, then fine, do it. Why not? Just keep on, thinking in a safe way. Okay, no matter how your plans change, you're covered. You're good.
So, as per Dubai residents, people are in Dubai. They have both mentality. Some of them they go for the off plan. Some of them they use it for end user,
Yeah.
and some of them, like me, I'll only buy as an investment for the rental income and the passive income.
Yeah.
When it comes to the international investor, the one that they are not in Dubai,
If
what is the behavior and what they are looking for?
Okay, if someone is not in Dubai and not planning to move to Dubai even, it's gonna be offline and for too many reasons. Now, the first reason, and I hate this reason, and I'll tell you why, because of the ads, especially on TikTok and Instagram. When they see that you have only $10,000, you can get your studio now in, let's say, Maidan. Fine. And then another ad, okay? Instead of going shopping, I don't know where, instead of buying a car, get your one bedroom now in this area. So they don't explain and they expect people to understand that this is the first payment or this is a payment for a mortgage or this is, there's a scheme somewhere, there's something happening. But people don't understand that because when I talk to them and they tell me, yeah, but someone else, I saw it on TikTok, they are giving me way less than you. Okay, first of all, it's not my product. Okay, it's not like I'm selling the same thing for a higher price. We're all selling the same thing. These are the properties in Dubai, and you can check it on all the platforms. You can see it. You can actually see the prices. But and this is understandable. If someone living outside, they're not gonna understand the difference between this developer and this developer. I mean, sure, they can understand if it's a very big developer and a very new developer, but if if there's not enough info, they won't understand that you are paying less now. That's good for you, but you're gonna pay way more later because no one will rent it. You're not gonna have a tenant. No one will buy it from you.
It will be more as a liability than an asset.
Exactly. Even yourself, when it's done, you're not gonna live in it because if you see the quality and if you see what's happening, and some developers, by the way, are the kings of marketing. They give you a brochure filled with lagoons and blue skies and families are running around and
That's not the sky in Dubai.
exactly. I mean, we've seen it. I mean, we know what's gonna happen at the end. It's just another building somewhere. That's it. So this is the first reason why everyone is moving towards off plan, and the second reason is they're not here, they're not in the country, so they might as well benefit from a payment plan, whether it's flexible or not. At least they think, okay, this is how much income I'm making. I can remove, let's say, this much from it. I can pay it after 3 years. I'll get the appreciation. Maybe in 3 years I'll come and live in it. Maybe not. So it all depends. Also, another very important thing, not all developers and not all projects are the same in Dubai. And this is something that people also struggle to understand because and if you see the brochures, they all look pretty and they all look, with potential appreciation, everything. But we are here on the ground and we see everything that's happening. And that's why in some areas, when they see, for example, the price in this area is 3,000 per square feet for off plan, and this one is 1,000, and they ask us, why should I pay 3,000 if this is 1,000? You cannot even compare it. This is something and this is something else, okay? Because we're not buying the materials. You know what I mean? We're not buying the construction materials. We are buying what's going to happen in the future. So whatever you're putting today, it's going to triple here maybe, or it's going to double here, and here it's going to be, maybe 10%. So
Even if it went more than 10%. It's still as a revenue way lower than what you're
Yeah,
getting
it's
there.
nothing. You already paid 4% for the registration, so you cannot think about it even. So yeah, that's the thing. When you see something on a higher price point, there is a reason. I mean, because everything is regulated here. I cannot just buy a plot as developer, build a building, and say, you know what, all my neighbors are selling for 1,500. I'm gonna sell it for 2,500. It doesn't make sense unless you are giving me something, unless it's branded, unless you're giving me way too many, let's say, amenities, luxury aspects
So
happening.
there is a value in it. There is a
Correct.
value in it. That's why it would be higher. To add on the behavior thing when it comes to investor, and I'm seeing it as a holiday home consultant, a lot of investors are coming to me for studies
Mm.
before they buy. It it was never like this in Dubai before the trend of holiday home. From your investors and what's happening between you and your investors, are they always including and asking about holiday home, or they just see like the appreciation and how much it will get for long term?
Okay, so before I answer that, something you said, and I wanna add something to it that people are asking about, analysis or studies. Investors and people in general have become very smart right now, which is way good for us because right now you can only talk to people who at least have an idea, not people who are wasting time. And at the same time, people have learned from their mistakes or from their friends' mistakes, okay? And they know now that if you cannot have a conversation with me with facts and numbers, then you as a real estate
Don't
agent
waste my
don't waste
time.
my time, okay? And that's why I like it because no one's gonna waste no one's time, okay? We're here to talk, about the facts, about numbers, forget about emotions, okay, for now. And this is what's gonna happen, okay? Now, in terms of short-term holiday homes, uh, I get a lot of people like that from Europe because they are used to it. And there, for example, you can buy an old building, for example, like a full building there, and then renovate it, and then maybe selling it one by one or renting it out. So they are trying to do the same thing here. It doesn't apply, it doesn't work the same, but they say, okay, instead of, let's say, I have 10 million to spare, instead of buying, let's say, a very luxurious penthouse or a villa or whatever, how about I buy, for example, 10 one beds or maybe 15 studios? You know what I mean? They charge you it like that, and that's fine, we can do that. But here comes the numbers because they think if you get something with any price, with enough renovation, it's going to look appealing. Yeah, but if it's in the desert, it's not going to look appealing for the next 5 years. You know what I
Yeah, for,
mean?
for sure. They have to do their studies,
Yeah.
seek a professional opinion, a
Mm.
consultant before buying. And I'm seeing it, and I'm seeing how smart they are now in the market. Like, I know multiple investors, even their agents come to
Mm.
me. Like, my ex-investor, he told me he will not go into the purchase before getting the study from you.
Correct.
So which is good. Like, they're not just throwing money around. They want to invest, but they want to have the full image and where they can benefit for long term, short term, the
Um
resale, all these things.
that's very understandable, and especially when someone has worked all his life, okay, to get, for example, let's say a million, you cannot just give him anything, okay, other than you being a good person or not, or a good agent. You cannot just throw a random project just because you like it, or there's a hidden scheme somewhere. The guy worked his all his life to get this number, so he expect to get a certain amount for it. Maybe he is expecting to get 30% next 3 years. Okay, then achieve that. Go with the plan that achieves that. So it's different between a person to another, and at the end of the day, you're not gonna lose money in Dubai. This will never happen. But the thing is, when do you want to make money? You want to make the money, you want to start to see the money coming in a year, in 5 years, in 20 years. It all depends on you. But it's a win win. That's the thing. It all depends on the urgency. What's your plan? What do you want to achieve? And how do you want to achieve it? That's the difference between the properties.
Amazing, man. Like, I'm seeing how both markets are growing. The real estate market, even the holiday home market. Yes, the competition is growing, everything is like booming, but still with the right management, with the right people in the right place, it will make a difference. And
Correct.
you will be standing out, not competing anymore. And I'm seeing you doing it. And uh, especially you were talking when I'll be watching your content, the knowledge you give, the how genuine you are. You're not selling a project, like you're educating people, comparing to like most of the agent that are just going to do some funny videos just to get reach, and
Yeah.
it's completely different. And you told me like even how much leads and prospects you're getting just from your content.
Yeah, correct, correct. I mean, this is the way I operate. I've always been like that. I'm not gonna try to change. Uh, I'm being very careful with my words. I'm not gonna say anything wrong because I respect everyone, and some people.
If it was my podcast, I will tell you.
Yeah,
I
no,
will
no,
tell you to go.
because some people are my friends and they're doing these kinds of funny videos, and that's fine. Okay, to each his own. I'm just saying that this is where I operate. Every client will find a suitable agent for them, no matter what's the approach. If it's a funny guy or if it's someone more serious, if it's someone who talks numbers, that's not here or there. I mean, but at the end of the day, like we always say, just be genuine and don't sell anything you want to buy yourself. It's gonna come back to you one way or another. Okay, so and you know about karma. So yeah, that's the thing. Anyway, we've talked a lot.
Amazing,
Okay,
man.
it's time to finish
I,
this
I
episode.
I wasn't expecting. Sorry, I took over at some stage,
No,
but,
it's fine. It's fine. I enjoyed it like always. Thank you so much, and guys, see you on the next one.